Before we begin, I ask everybody, please put your phones on silent. Good morning. I'm Detective Captain Justin Barbado, Commanding Officer of the Internal Affairs Division, and I'd like to welcome everybody here today on behalf of Police Commissioner Christopher Sapienza and the entire Yonkers Police Department family. We're here today to swear in 2 new members to our police family. We will also be recognizing previous promotions of 4 members to a higher rank, as well as recognizing 5 members for their designations to detective and detective specialist. At this time, I ask that you all please rise as the Yonkers Police Color Guard presents the colors. Please remain standing while Officer Creary sings our national anthem.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed, met the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, more the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? More the land of the free, and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Yonkers Police Color Guard under the direction of Captain Richard Alemo. I ask that you please remain standing while our police chaplain, the Rabbi Mendel Hurwitz, invokes a blessing on our ceremony.
Master of the world, as we gather here today before you in celebration of the most noble charge in life, to serve others, we recognize that the greatest achievement in life isn't what we amass physically, but rather what we do to benefit the world around us. Blessed our distinguished Yonkers police officers who are being promoted here today. They exemplify the kindness, the care, and commitment and represent the Yonkers Police Department. May they and their families take pride in the lives they have touched, the communities they have served, and the city they have helped build. Dear God, bless all our brothers and sisters in law enforcement, in the military, who are constantly sacrificing for the freedom we cherish. Grant them success in their holy mission, protect them, return them safely to their families. Let us recognize what is most important in life. In the words of Micha the prophet, what does God demand of you but to do justice and love and kindness? Let us unite together in the pursuit of justice and kindness for all people. Then we may realize a time when the world celebrates peace and tranquility for all. When we think not of ourselves, but of what we can do for others, may it happen speedily in our days. Let us say, Amen.
Thank you, Rabbi. You can be seated. We're honored today to have many dignitaries with us in attendance. As I introduce these dignitaries, please hold your applause till the end. With us today is the mayor of the great city of Yonkers, the Honorable Mayor Mike Spano, Police Commissioner Christopher Sapienza, First Deputy Chief Joseph Monaco from the Investigations Bureau, Deputy Chief Dan Campanini from the Field Services Bureau, and Deputy Chief Paul Rice from the Support Services Bureau. Also here is our Chief of Staff for the Mayor, Denise Giziaco, the Vice President of the Yonkers CLSA, Detective Sergeant John Viviano, from the Police Benevolent Association, Detective Joseph Light, representing our City Council President is Maria George. Also here is Majority Leader Tasha Diaz. From our 1st District, Shanae Williams. And representing our 4th District today is Michelle Sage. Thank you. I would now like to invite our mayor, the Honorable Mayor Mike Spano, up to the podium for a few words.
Hey, Captain. Good morning, everyone. What a world we're in these days, you know. Unrest in the Middle East, unrest Ukraine. Freedom is being challenged all across the planet. Here, even here in our very own city of Yonkers, these challenges are real, except it's our men and women in blue that are on the front lines every single day that not only serve and protect, but to protect, really protect us against what's happening out there in the world. And so every day, I want to say thank you to our police officers. I think we all should, for their commitment, for going out there every day to put their uniforms on in service to the people they were sworn to protect. And say thank you to them, because they put themselves in peril every single day for each and every one of us. It's a tall order. Today, we have some of the best and the brightest. These are the shining stars of our department. It's what it truly means to be Yonkers strong. Some of the officers here have more than 10 years. Jim Strauss was promoted detective specialist, and Brian Burke promoted to lieutenant. They both have 15 years, right, on the job. Some of you are joining our department as probationary officers. We have 2 from New York, from the New York City Police Department. That's a great department, it really is, and we're proud to have them here on board with us. And thank you for continuing your career in Yonkers. That's Brendan Quinn and Jose Diaz, so good to see you both. I want to acknowledge the service of Sean Almonte, who served in the United States Army National Guard, and say thank you for your service. It's important that we always remember our veterans, because, like I said, they're fighting the war for us all across the globe. And to everyone here today, all of you, for your hard work, our police officers, our brass, our commissioner, for keeping Yonkers the safest large city in New York, for keeping Yonkers one of the safest cities of its size in America. It doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't happen by geography. It happens because we have officers who really care and who are proactive about policing. They don't go out there with blinders on. They go out there and they go, how can I make the community safer? Because of you in our community, policing initiatives, crime, again, remains down. And so I want to say thank you. And a special thank you to the families, because you give up a lot for them to do their jobs. And I know I have police officers in my own family. And it's tough sometimes, because there are times that you do hear things, read things, things pop up from social media, and your first instinct is so-and-so working today, and where are they? And your heart skips a beat. We all know that they're running around having an adrenaline rush and doing the things that they like to do, but it still doesn't make it any easier. So again, thank you to the families, and congratulations for those who got promoted today.
I'd like all our promotees and our recruits to stand as the mayor administers the oath of office.
We're going to do everybody at once. So when I ask you to state your name, and then when I say for the position, state the position. So I state your name. You solemnly swear to support the Constitution of the United States of America, the Constitution of the State of New York, and the Charter of the City of Yonkers. I'll faithfully discharge the duties of the office of, to the best of my ability, so help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you. You guys could be seated. And we're now going to do the presentations of shields. As I call your name, please come up with your family member who will be pinning your shield. Lieutenant Brian Burke. Lieutenant Burke is being recognized for his promotion to lieutenant in August of this year. Brian was appointed to the Yonkers Police Department in January of 2008 and has over 15 years of service. Lieutenant Burke began his career on patrol working in the 2nd Precinct, and in June of 2019 was promoted to the rank of sergeant, where he was assigned as a first-line supervisor in the 3rd Precinct. In August of this year, Brian was promoted to the rank of lieutenant and remained in the 3rd Precinct as a watch commander. Here today with him is his wife Danielle and his daughters Samantha and Abigail. Lieutenant Matthew Buttonhoff. Lieutenant Buttonhoff is being recognized for his promotion to lieutenant in August of this year. Matt joined the NYPD in 2011 before being hired by the Yonkers Police Department in 2014, giving him a total of 12 years of service. In February of 2020, he was promoted to the rank of sergeant, where he worked as a first-line supervisor. On August 18th of this year, Matt was promoted to the rank of lieutenant and assigned to the Detention Services Division. Lieutenant Buttonhoff is a graduate from SUNY Albany and is here today with his wife Callie and his daughters Blake and June. Sergeant Michael Hodges. Sergeant Hodges is being recognized for his promotion to the rank of sergeant in July of this year. Michael was appointed to the police department in July of 2019 and has 4 years of service. Sergeant Hodges started off his career in the 4th Precinct working patrol, and in July of 2023 was promoted to sergeant, where he was assigned as a supervisor in the 3rd Precinct. Michael's a graduate of SUNY Cortland and is here today with his parents, Michael and Andrea, his sister Bianca, brother-in-law Alex, and niece Chloe. Sergeant Dana Pierre DeLuca. Sergeant Pierre DeLuca is being recognized for her promotion to the rank of sergeant on October 11th of this year. Dana was appointed to the police department in January of 2019 and has 4.5 years of service. Sergeant Pierre DeLuca started off her career in the 4th Precinct working patrol. This month, when she was promoted, she was assigned as a patrol supervisor in the 3rd Precinct. Dana is a graduate of Lehman College and is here today with her husband Craig and daughter Madeline, and is being pinned by Detective Specialist Roxanne Mariano. Detective Patrick Green. Detective Green is being recognized for his elevation to the rank of detective on October 11th. Patrick was appointed to the YPD in July of 2016 and has 7 years of service. As a patrol officer, he worked in uniform in the 3rd Precinct and was later transferred to the Pattern Crimes Task Force, where he earned the rank of Detective Specialist. Patrick is now assigned to the Detective Division's Major Case Unit. He is a graduate of the University of Delaware and is here today with his fiancée, Tina, his grandmother, Wendy, his parents, Christine and Mike. Mike is a retired NYPD lieutenant, and his famous Uncle George. Detective Sean McCormick. Detective McCormick is being recognized for his elevation to detective in August of this year. Sean was appointed to the YPD in July of 2017 and has 6 years of service. He started his career on patrol in the 4th Precinct and later in the 4th Precinct Anti-Crime Unit. In March of 2020, he was transferred to the Pattern Crimes Unit, where he earned the rank of Detective Specialist. Sean earned the rank of detective in August of this year and is assigned to the Detective Division's Major Case Unit. He is a graduate of SUNY Albany and is here today with his wife, Kimberly, his children, Kinley and Killian, his parents, John and Mary, and his siblings, Kayla, and Detective Specialist Sean McCormick. Brian McCormick. Detective Specialist Sean Almonte. Sean is being recognized for his elevation to the rank of Detective Specialist in September of this year. Sean was appointed to the department in July of 2014 and has over 9 years of service. He started his career on patrol in the 3rd Precinct and later in the 1st Precinct. In February of this year, Sean was transferred to the Community Affairs Division, where he is currently assigned. Sean also served in the Army National Guard from 2011 to 2015. Detective Specialist Almonte is a graduate of Mercy College and is here today with his wife, Soraya, his children, Destiny, Tyler, and Christian, and his grandson, Charlie. Detective Specialist Nachira Jimenez. Detective Specialist Jimenez is being recognized for her elevation in July of this year. Nachira was appointed to the department in January of 2020 and had over 3 years of service. She started her career on patrol in the 3rd Precinct, and in January was transferred to the Community Affairs Division, where she's currently assigned. She is a graduate of Westchester Community College and is here today with her mother, Piedade, her daughter, Emma, fiance, Justin, and I think that's it. Police Officer Jim Strauss. Officer Strauss is being elevated to the rank of Detective Specialist. Jim was appointed to the YPD in August of 2013 and has 10 years of service. Jim worked patrol in the 1st Precinct until his transfer to the Crime Scene Unit in January of this year. Jim is a graduate of SUNY Albany and is being pinned by Detective Chris Urban. We'll now be pinning our 2 newly hired probationary police officers. We'll start off with probationary police officer Brandon Quinn, shield number 1034. and probationary police officer Jose Diaz, shield number 1033. Now for his remarks, it's my privilege and honor to introduce to you the Commissioner of the City of Yonkers Police Department, Christopher Sapienza.
Thank you. I thought I'd look off my phone today like the young kids do instead of using notes. But this morning we're going to be promoting officers. We're going to be appointing officers to both new positions and to detective and detective specialists. So as for our new officers, all I can say is that our process is very, very difficult. It's very difficult to become a Yonkers police officer. You have to be a Yonkers resident. You have to test well. You have to score well on our tests. You have to get a physical, a medical physical. You have to pass our physical agility test, which is surprisingly difficult. We have a lot of people that don't pass that. And then we have a stringent interview process. So a lot of people want to be Yonkers police officers, but not everybody could be a Yonkers police officer. And to our two appointees today, congratulations and welcome. I think you're gonna really love this job here. You'll notice that for prior service officers, people transfer into Yonkers. We very seldom transfer officers out of Yonkers to other departments. And that's because this is a great job, and you're gonna find that out for yourself. For the appointments to detective and detective specialist, what I often say is that this is done based on merit. It's done through your peers and through your bosses. And we have to agree on who is going to get appointed. So your reputation as a police officer is everything. The quality of work that you perform is everything. And as you can imagine, that's very competitive as well. As for promotions, that's very difficult. And I can tell you from experience, it took me 11 years before I was promoted to the rank of sergeant, to put that in perspective. I always say I spend many hours a day in Starbucks, 8 hours a day, drinking coffee, and everybody who's ever studied for that test knows that. Not about me, about themselves. The one thing I'll say, though, is that I studied for tests for many years, sergeant, lieutenant, captain, hours and hours, 8 hours a day, thousands of hours a year at Starbucks. And it wasn't until I was studying for the captain's exam when one day I went up to the counter and the person behind the counter said, "Would you like a refill for a quarter?" And I said, "I've been coming here and studying for 15 or 20 years. I've been paying $4 a cup of coffee 4 times a day." So for those studying or about to study, I would say get the refill at Starbucks. It's worth it. What I like about the appointments, about the new appointments, I like to quote Sun Tzu. I'm a martial artist, so I always say that the battle is won before it's ever fought. And that's, where we really have the most impact on who we put out on the street. By keeping our standards high and selecting the right people for the job, we give you the best officers that are on the road. This week, we had a shoplifting incident 2 days ago at Kohl's on Central Avenue. And the shoplifter ran. We had a foot pursuit. It went through multiple backyards. The suspect hopped over fences and eventually was apprehended. And I can't help to think that that suspect said, "Why did I come to Yonkers? They would never do this in any other jurisdiction. They're still behind me. I'm jumping over fences, going through people's backyards because of a shoplifting charge. And that's how tenacious Yonkers police officers are. So this is the kind of job we have. This is the kind of motivation our officers have, and I'm very proud of them. So to the families, I thank you because I know what it's like to be in the family of a police officer. And for those of you who studied, I know what it's like to explain to your wives and your families and husbands what it's like to study and what it's like to be away for that long to study. I want to thank the mayor and the city council for their continued support. The mayor and the city council do not hesitate. When we need police officers, it's a delicate balance. So if we have the right amount of police officers, it curtails overtime. And we want to be sensitive to taxpayers. We want to be sensitive to the budget. And there's a very, very small window for us to hire. So when I have to hire police officers and I go to the mayor, there's no red tape. If I need 5 police officers, that's what we get. If we need 10 police officers, that's what we get. And that's why we're efficient and that's why we're effective. So I thank to the mayor, thank the city council, and once again, thanks to the families and enjoy your day.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'd now like to invite our Majority Leader, Tasha Diaz, up to say a few words.
Good morning, everyone. It's such a great honor and pleasure to be here this morning in a room full of such courageous people. I want to thank you for all that you do in the city of Yonkers, and I want to congratulate you, our appointees, and the people that have moved up. It is because of you that our city is safe. I know that I'm proud to say that I'm a lifelong Yonkers member because anytime that I turn to the police department, you never close the doors. A lot of you that are sitting here, I personally know you. Why? Because I see you in the community. That's what community policing is about. Knowing the people that you work with and knowing the people when they're out there, what they can do for the community. So thank you. Especially, I'm gonna say, Lieutenant Burke. He has a heart of gold, right? He actually went above and beyond to assist me in the community with the constituent, and I want to thank you for that because you actually came to the person's house, you actually sat with them, and you actually put life back into the police department. The community that I come from, a lot of people shy away from the police department, and I'm glad to say, as the majority leader, I was actually able to bridge the gap with the community and the police department. I started off with now Captain Detective McCormick. He's awesome, he's great. Campanini is awesome, Monaco is awesome, and we also have an awesome mayor. My daughter will be taking this role in the next couple of months, right? She's going to be a Yonkers police officer. And as a mom, I could stand here and say, I'm so proud that she's going to be a Yonkers police officer because I see the brotherhood, I see the sisterhood, I see how everybody comes together as a family, and I wouldn't want my daughter to be on any other police force but Yonkers. So thank you for accepting her, and thank you for all that you do. And to the family members, I want to thank you as well, because now I'm on the other side. I'm on the other side. I always made sure that the police got whatever they needed. And as a majority leader, I will continue. And I stand here before everyone in here and vow that I say, as long as I'm the majority leader of the Yonkers City Council, you will never have to worry about your funding. You will never have to worry about if you have the tools that you need to succeed. And to the family members, thank you. Thank you for allowing them to service Yonkers, because we all know when they walk out that door, you never know if they're gonna come back, right? That could be the end. But because we have such a superb police force, we're lucky and we're able to make sure that they come back the way that they left your home. So thank you for coming out and have a wonderful rest of the day.